Hey, welcome to another episode of Soccerheads New England. I'm Dave Rattigan, along with Jim Ruberti on my left and Coach Dave Crowell from St. John's Prep, Eastern Mass Soccer Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Joining us, Paul Nardizzi can't be here this week. He's got a little bit of illness, but we've got the B team, and we've got you two guys, and I think I'm happy to see you. Our engineer Dale Lawrence alongside, as always. We've got a big episode coming up. You guys were so loquacious before the show started, and now you're so quiet. Jim, are you okay?
No, I'm just thinking, having Coach come in and having read about him, and I this is the first I've met you, reading about his bona fides and replacing Paul Nardizzi.
Yeah.
This is like taking an MLS soccer coach and bringing him down to Coach Barnstable High School for a couple of weeks. Yeah, that's what this is like.
This is yeah.
I'm actually excited that. It would have been better if we replaced you, Dave.
No question.
No, on a serious note, those of you who are listening, all 10,000, please look up under Coach Crowell and look at what he's done in his career. He hasn't murdered one parent.
No.
He hasn't murdered a superintendent. I don't even know if they have superintendents in Catholic schools. I don't think they can call them headmasters anymore.
He's the headmaster, yeah.
Oh, they still politically call it a headmaster.
Yeah,
that's going to go. But just seriously, on a serious note, we have an incredible guest here today, and he seems to know a little bit about soccer.
Yeah, clearly you didn't listen to last week's podcast. But I do appreciate your ripping Nardizzi by talking about how great Coach Crowell is. But I think, Dale, you'll agree with me. Dale, our engineer, we really shouldn't be that nice to Coach Crowell, should we?
Well, I think he's a nice guy. I ran into some of his soccer players over the weekend, and they raved about him. He's a great guy.
Fine.
What about the ones that didn't play for him?
What about the ones
off the team?
These are all the starters all going to Division I schools. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't talk to the scrubs about Coach, do you?
That's how it works.
So check us out at soccerheadsnewengland.com, our Facebook page, or email soccerheadsnewengland@gmail.com. Jim, you probably, what do you look at that email page, once a month?
No, stop.
And also,
I looked at it the other day.
If you enjoy the podcast, please share it. We're trying to grow our audience. Yeah, Dave, this is Dave's second episode. He filled in for both of you guys last week and discovered something very interesting. We've been lifelong friends, and finally last week, you know what he discovered? He discovered that I don't do my homework. He didn't notice that I wasn't paying attention, but he did notice that I didn't do any research. I don't know what I'm talking about. I know that was quite a revelation for you, huh, Dave?
Well, you kept harping how I had to come prepared. I thought you might.
Yeah, no. You have to come prepared because I don't plan to. That's and again, we're at the same point because we're going to talk about a couple of things.
It does take an eagle eye from somebody who's coached over 1,000 high school kids. Yeah, to determine that you weren't prepared.
No,
it's that fine-tuned eagle eye he has to notice you weren't prepared.
I think the term you're looking for is self-focused versus other-focused.
Okay.
We're going to talk about a couple of different things. We're going to talk about what drives you nuts. What is unique to soccer that drives you nuts? And of course, Jim and Coach, you know that. For me, it's everything. Everything about soccer, the interruptions in play, the rules that are made pretty much on the go, the offside rule that's just basically the coach, how quickly an official can flip the coin and decide, or basically when he gets tired of running, he calls offside. We're also going to talk about bad advice from the stands. I know both of you guys have coached, obviously Dave at one level and Jim at another level, but terrible advice from the stands, what you should yell, and basically what you should yell from the stands if you're a fan of a sport or the sidelines. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about the MLS Draft and new team in Las Vegas. Yeah. So we'll get to the topics in just a second, but first...
Sorry, the new team's in Charlotte, not in Las Vegas.
No, there's a new team that they're going to put together in Las Vegas that they're working with Aston Villa on having co-ownership with.
Yeah, they have.
Hasn't been done yet.
Right.
But
They're supposedly going to be the 30th team.
And it would be a no-brainer. I think it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
Since it's Vegas, too. So Charlotte is the newest official team.
Right. That's what I thought he was talking about.
But Vegas is the one that's coming up.
All he's trying to do is find my faults. All he's trying to do, he's
That's why I'm here.
For years, he's tried to find my faults, and he's been unable to. And now his quest continues.
He's already on the A-list as a guest in my book just by doing that. So,
well,
Paul treats you with kid gloves. So I'm hoping Coach.
Yeah, Paul treats me with respect because he's delusional. All right, let's get to the plugs. Soccerheads New England is sponsored by financial advisor Rick Spencer, 978-857-7573. Rick speaks at free seminars for soccer clubs, youth leagues, and the public. He'll help you get your kid into college. He'll give you a full plan, a full game plan. Rick is also my financial advisor, and with his guidance, I've been able to give up my old job, jumping in front of moving cars and then threatening to sue. To have Rick come speak to your club, team, league, or group, or to check out one of his free seminars in your area, call him at 978-857-7573. Also, if your league, team, or whatever wants to have a fundraiser, they should call the Soccerheads Experience, or they should call us, rather, for the Soccerheads Experience. You get Jim, you get me, you get Nardizzi. We do stuff about soccer. It's fun.
We may bring Coach along. We may bring Coach along to one of those. You never know.
I think the coach has probably got better things to do. based on my experience.
I'd like to hear Jim and Paul's acts. Yours have kind of heard a few times.
Yeah.
And speaking of Rick Spencer,
yes,
he does my taxes. Did you know that?
I do know he does your taxes.
He's done my taxes, and I've stayed out of jail for just about 5 years now. And he does a fantastic job. I know he does not like to do them. It's just not his number one priority.
Yeah.
But give him a call. You know, he's an excellent tax guy.
Well, I got to tell you, Rick's also he's doing my mother's taxes this year. This is a real story. He's doing my mother's taxes because she's had the same tax preparer, one of the big firms for a long time. They were charging her a lot of money, and she's also had a financial advisor who's cookie cuttering her, and he's doing a nice job for her. Which has been nice. So that's a real thing that Rick does a nice job. And I keep telling Dale that he should do Dale's finances, but Dale says he's fine. He's got a nice mattress, and he's got plenty of money under the mattress, and leave him alone.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that.
The good
100% correct.
If you people could see Dale, none of that money actually moves under his mattress because nothing goes on top of it, just so you know.
That's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. Oh,
he knows it's exactly in the same stack he's put it in for the past 20 years.
I got to say, so far, listening to you two, I know why Paul stayed away. All right, so let's go to our first topic. Coach Crowell, we know that soccer is unique. Other leagues don't stop just before the playoffs to take 3 weeks off. Or was it a month? Or was it a month? How long did they take off? 3 months? Was it 3 months off between the regular season and the MLS playoffs?
No, it was just a week. It was 3 weeks for the refs.
It was 2 weeks for the refs.
It was 3 weeks for the refs.
Was it 3 weeks?
24 days.
3 weeks for the refs?
Yeah, that's
so they wait 3 weeks to start.
Well, because
it's a major league sport.
Because they got the bye, so therefore they got the extra time, which of course ends up costing them.
So it would have only been 2 weeks.
They didn't play for 24 days between their last game and the playoff game.
All right. So that's a long time.
Yes, too long.
There's no other league that stops so long. I got to say this. I've become a big fan of injury time. Because injury time is just so fun. And I've noticed this, and I think you actually explained this to me one time we were at a game, and Dave said, if you're pressing, you're not going to have like the scramble around the net, and then suddenly the buzzer goes and the goal goes in the net like you would in hockey. You don't have the shot at the buzzer. You basically have it's kind of they once the ball is cleared out, then they might call it if the referee says, yeah, I'm done. But basically, it's really kind of just the referee says, yeah, it's 9 minutes, it's 3 minutes, it's 2 minutes, whatever. I like injury time. I used to drive me crazy. But this thing about this reliance on, what goes on around the world, and I get it, it's tradition. I get it as tradition, but this reliance on what goes on around the world dictates what happens in your league, whatever your league is. That drives me a little bit nuts. What about you guys?
What drives me nuts is the time wasting.
The time wasting?
Yeah, not the extra time, but during the game when a team has a lead and, there's a free kick and the guy jumps in front of the ball and then he pretends that he doesn't know he's standing in front of the ball. The referee I think just the game would run so much more smoothly if they just did away with that. When somebody pretends to be injured or is injured, you don't know if they are, if they aren't. What are you going to do? Yeah. But the time wasting is one thing. The easy way to end it is guys.
I know
just
what our
stand on the
listeners
ball.
are asking right now to themselves.
What are they asking?
Does he feel the same when he's winning?
Do you feel the same when you're winning?
When you're up 1-0 in a big game.
Again, there's time wasting with taking a throw in or a corner kick or something. I'm talking about the guys who just run up and stand on the ball. It drives me nuts because it's so easy to fix.
Or how about this, Coach? When you sub your players that are 3 miles away, you're far. Let's say you're on the one side, you take your far left back.
Oh yeah.
And you just, I don't know if you saw, this happens all the time, Dave. We haven't talked about this. That late in the games, tight score, these coaches will sub their farthest away with another player, and you'll watch the guy walk because this guy can't come on until
and it's all about
walks
killing
all
time.
the way over, boom, and it's just part of this whole.
Right, but that's what the extra time is for.
Yeah,
and I think what.
If I can just say, in the MIAA in all their glory this year have made a new rule that if you're winning and there's 5 minutes left in the game and I make a substitution and I'm winning, they stop the clock.
Oh, excellent!
Really,
well, that's a great change. That's real. That's excellent.
See, I totally disagree.
Is it?
You've earned the lead. You have the lead, and that's part of the
what? That's part of the game. You just said it's a part of the game. You don't like.
No.
See, that was my point.
This is what it's like
If
dealing
you're
with
winning,
him.
I said
This is what
there's
it's
one
like dealing with
specific
him.
way of killing the clock that could easily be fixed. It could easily be fixed.
I just want to try. All right, wait. Say it again.
When a guy just runs up and stands on the ball, you're supposed to be 10 yards off the ball when a team has a free kick. All right, so they run up and stand on. Then
the defenders.
and then they pretend that they don't know that this, and then the referee's like ushering them back. He's like, "Who, me?" And it goes on and on and on. And it just
that's something Nardizzi would do, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That sounds like a Paul thing.
Any player does because you can get away with it.
I don't see.
But you get one warning after that, yellow card.
And I also don't see
Paul and the encroachments on the walls.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
Yeah,
and that's one way that you could speed up the game a little bit.
But what if they truly don't know the rules?
Well,
because this seems to be every single player who plays at any level of soccer, except for small kids, they just don't know the rules. It is kind of funny. Whenever you talk to an official, first of all, most people talk about the diving. The diving, it's worse than watching the NBA. It's probably the worst sport ever for diving.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about that, but I can see where if you click a knee with somebody or you click an ankle or a shin, that can actually hurt. I can understand how that can be a little tough to. Obviously, with the volume, we know what's going on. We just don't know what the extent is. I think the refs do a fairly good job of not over officiating that, because you could see where that would be, how it could become a bigger problem.
Oh yeah, if the guy's really hurt.
Yeah, but it's awful to watch because somebody is down and they've been, this is the worst thing ever, and he'll never recover and get the life support out, and he's okay now.
Well, we can clean that up too. If the guy stays down for so long, he's down for a long time, then he has to go off, and he has to stay off those many minutes, however many he stayed off. So the team has to play shorthanded those many minutes. Yes. Now, if he's really hurt, they can know he's really hurt, and then, okay, we'll deal with that. But if the guy's obviously faking.
But how do you tell who's obviously faking?
Oh, you can tell.
You can tell?
Well, the guy goes over, he's got nothing wrong with him. Right? So
this just means the guys get up and they limp a little bit when they start playing again.
And to Americanize it for you is what they could do is when they're on the sideline and being punished with that timeout, they could put some scantily clad girl in a cheerleader's outfit or something and have a big paddle and spank the guy while he's out, or that would make you go to the game.
All right.
But
I like Dale's suggestion. Dale, as you know, is an ex-cop, and Dale's suggestion was tasers. So
that might keep the guy out of the game a little longer.
Here's the other thing, and this is getting back to what we were talking about. Every player that we see certainly the pros and the worlds in the world games, national teams, they never understand the rules. They talk to the official and they need an explanation for everything. And
they understand the rules. They just don't think they committed a foul, just like any other athlete. Anybody who's ever committed a foul has never committed a foul.
Well,
right?
Hockey players do, but yeah, I know what you're saying. But when they try to do
LeBron
things,
James.
What's that?
LeBron James.
LeBron James not a hockey player.
No, but he cries about